Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing today? It's Dan Merkin, your by far favorite fintech CEO. Very excited to do my Wednesday morning live stream. It's something I've been really enjoying, and I have a treat for you guys today. But before we get started, please let me know if you can hear me. Hey there, Trader 77. Okay. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what this live stream is going to show. Um, as you can see, I'm sharing a monitor, a layout, and what I'm doing here is I am going to be showing you guys how to paint using our alerts and filters. It's an incredible capability, and I think one of the things that separates trade ideas completely is that we've always thought that programming from a scripting point of view is just something that very few people will be able to utilize. But filtering is something that anyone can do. And this is what I'm going to showcase to you today. So, for those of you that aren't subscribers yet, let me tell you that what separates trade ideas from every other vendor really is our scanning versus filtering capability. And this is something I want you guys to think about as a foundational concept beneath today's live stream. Screening or filtering is something that virtually all of our competitors do, from Yahoo Finance to MSNBC. Everybody does it. FinViz, by the way, has a great stock screener. But what happens with the stock screener is you put in whatever it is you want to see. You usually have to select a group of stocks. You hit enter, and then it shows you what it is that you're trying to find. Whereas Trade Ideas scanning technology does something similar, but it's watching every stock all the time. So you don't have to create a symbol list and say, I mean, of course you're able to, but you don't have to. By default, it's watching everything. And it's the fact that it can do this pattern recognition in real time is what I'm going to be demonstrating and showcasing today. And these are alert windows. This is Trade Ideas Pro. It's our downloadable application. Runs on Windows, but I think you can do that trick with the Macs that also works. I'm not a Mac guy, so don't even ask me. But let's focus on the window that you're seeing. Okay, we're going to go through all of these windows, and these are 3 alert windows, not topless. So they're timestamped, which means that our software is hunting, seeking this information, and as it happens, it's telling it to you. Okay. So one of these is called breakout on volume. Let's just look at what just came across. And notice, again, it's in the description. What's really interesting is I'm going to talk to you about how I'm viewing this data, because it's not exactly viewed by timestamp. And this is another very powerful piece of technology. I'm viewing it by count. I'm watching which stock has had the most daily highs. This is a critical momentum matrix. So you can see, by definition, stocks that have had the most number of highs. And look at this one, from the low of 16 all the way to 19. It's quite a few highs. And as you scroll down, notice how it's a totally different story at 17. So by having it viewed this way, and you just double click on this column called alert counts, and Let's go to configure and you can see what it is that I've done here. I'm going to hide the unused. So this configuration window is a very powerful window. I'm going to close it again and I'm going to show you how I got here. I right click and I select configure. Okay. So this configuration window opens and it tells me, well, this is what I am looking at. A new high. I've got a max price of 25, minimum change from the close of 2%, $5 minimum price, relative volume of 2. It had to have traded 300,000 shares, and the 5-minute volume, meaning the 5-minute mark at the time of the alert, has to be 200% above normal. So that's already here. You can tooltip over it, but if you click on Windows specific filters, you can see what I'm doing. And for example, I can change this to 100 to make it more. Okay. I can remove change from the close to 2 because it's a negative day. So you can see like the rebounds. And so I'm showing you that this change from the close would only show you positives. But when you remove it, it shows you both. And let's take a look. Notice new high, next resistance at 24.50 from the 28th of this month. There's so much power in the messaging, and it's kind of critical information. Let me add the symbol plus to it so you get the better view. So we know it's a new high. And I know that in 50 cents, there's a resistance, but look at the picture in picture. It's telling you exactly what's going on. Okay. This is power. And of course, I'm going to, give you all of these settings for these as well. But remember, in this live stream, what I'm doing is I'm teaching you, I'm showcasing you how to use old school technology and trade ideas that's been around for a while to paint pictures of what you want to see. Now, notice one more time that I did this breaking out on volume. I can right click here, watch the power, duplicate here. So now I have 2 copies of it, but I go to configure on the second one and I simply say flip. And now I'm going to change the name to breaking down on volume. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Boom. This is scanning at its finest. And once again, I'm just making it so that you can see, like I've got these, this is in a doc. And we're going to discuss docs in another live stream, but I'm just trying to show you the power of how I can create a Twitter stream almost of interesting ideas in here with all I did was I took my beautiful breaking out on volume and I created a mirror image of it. How awesome is this? Got the breakout, got the breakdown. Okay. Notice INTR just came across, but it's below YOU because of the numbers. And LIP just came across and it has huge numbers. Let's take a look at Y. All right. So remember we got rid of the up to close. And so what this allows you to do is catch the big rebounds. So LIP has gone from 12 to 13, and it's really ran strongly on quite a big volume. So this is kind of a thing. This is a thing that in general, this is a gap reversal. And I'm not exactly sure how I would play it specifically. Okay. But what I'm trying to show you is sometimes I just want to present what it is that I'm seeing and why I like it. Okay. Remember here on breaking out on volume, we can catch reversals as well as positive moves. Okay. This one on the 10-minute, Hawaiian Electric has just been cruising. 3 times regular volume, up 5%. It's the second most highs. YOU, the one that was there initially, beautiful, powerful move. Like, you love this. This is what we do in trading. And by the way, the picture in picture tells you that it's trying to maybe trend. I mean, this is from here, this is a nice trend reversal. So I used, let's go back to this. What did I do? Okay. I'm going to do hide unused. And I have 5-minute volume of 100%. So there's something going on when the alert takes place. I'm watching minimum price of 5, max of 2, and unusual volume with at least 300,000. So what I'm going to show you right now, okay, is another trick. So I'm going to go to search, and I'm going to type in the words change from, okay, and here you have options. So change from the closed dollars, change from the closed percentage, bars, but I'm going to go select change from the open. The reason I like the open, and soon I think markets are going to trade 24/7. The reason I like the open is because that's when you and I can get to participate versus the gaps that the hedges and the institutions are doing, in all the dark pools. So this is sort of real for me. So I'm going to go to add column. So the open, change from the open. Watch what I'm going to say. Negative 0.01. This is unusual. Okay. And I'm going to hit OK. And let's see what happens. Possibly nothing. I might have made it too strict. Okay. By the way, this is how I do it. I'm literally showing you exactly my thought processes when I make windows. If something doesn't work, adjust it. So I said 1% from the open. What if I just wanted 0.01%, but negative? And that's hopefully the example I'm trying to showcase. See if that worked. Still too strict. And it's probably because of the highs. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to remove it. And we're not going to mess with that. And just leave it right here as we had it before. Both rebounds and continuations. And it will put whichever one has the most highs on top, because notice how I have this count. It's indented. Okay, if I double click, well, more than one has to be in there to really do it. But if you double click on one of these, like now I'm doing it by volume, and here I double click and I'm doing it by alert count. So right click, configure columns. You want to make sure that the count column is visible, because that's how many times this has taken place. That's what the count is. Okay. And that's why INTR, which is at 26, is above SAN, which gapped up, traded higher, traded lower, and is now kind of going. And then, of course, flipped, which is continuing its big rebound. Jamming stock, yeah, that would be interesting. I like your idea. Okay, so we started today. We showed you a super powerful momentum detector and its mirror image of how to find the big reversal. Now what I'm going to do is jump into this window and then this window, because they're so freaking cool. Okay. And again, keep your eyes on lift. And it's still going. 273 highs today. Obviously, again, I don't know what happened here, but all right. So next window, 30-minute pivots. Very, very, very powerful. Let's talk about what we're seeing here. Okay. So what I'm really looking for in this case is a 30-minute high, but something that has been kind of beaten down a little bit. So here's an example. It's been beaten down and it's starting to move. Beaten down, starting to move. I'm painting these pictures. It's called the 30-minute pivot, and I'm going to show you how I did it. This is the power of trade ideas. And remember, you guys, I'm not programming. I'm simply putting minimums and maximums together. This is going to be one of the best ones because it's just a high-level example of the simplicity. So here, very simple, 225, 300,000, 2 times normal volume, but position and range. So remember, I'm going for a 30-minute high, but it's no more than at the 60th percentile. That's why you're not seeing anything at highs and already extended. Let's watch what happens if I make this number something like 30. So that in theory, this is like really bouncing off of lows. How beautiful is that? There's just something very powerful in terms of being able to pick bottoms this way. And that's why I'm showcasing it to you. I'm going to show you another trick. But before that, hi, Jim. We are we're getting ready to put the money machine into TI Pro so that everyone can start really testing it. It's very, very close. Like we said, we were shooting for the middle of February. It's such a gigantic leap forward from standard trading that we don't want to mess it up. And there's just a lot more work than people think that goes into it. It's the risk management, the trade selection, all these things that we're kind of doing here and showing you. Like imagine having a money machine, for example, that was just picking bottoms right here and the exits right here. So the success rate might not be high, but your risk is virtually nothing. That's the kind of things that we're working on integrating besides just the functionality of it being able to get in and out for you. It's the whole trade selection. There's, again, big progress and probably going to put out an email kind of updating what's going on with it in the next couple of days. But Naturella, I'm going to share all of these and possibly the doc as well. Remember, I'm doing this for you. Everything here that's happening is happening so that you can see it. Okay, so I did something at the top here. Remember, I did this breakout on volume, and then I duplicated it, moved it below, and just inverted it. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate here. Boom. That creates another copy of it. I'm going to go to this copy, configure it, and I'm going to press the flip button. Flip 30-minute pivot. So let's look at what it did together. Okay. So do you see it's showing you that this time now the position in range is 70, which means that it's pivoting down from being up. And again, depending on the momentum picture, it's either you buy in on this pullback or this is the turn. And that's the beauty of what I'm doing. 70% means that it's minimum in the 70th percentile. But look at the alert. Let's look at it. See, so this was a gap down, traded really high, and then pulled back. Do you see the power here? Instead of being a programmer and doing like lines of code, you're just using visual numbers, minimums and maximums, to give you a picture of like, well, like again, for example, if I was playing this to the downside, and today the market's kind of negative. I mean, this thing, it's really hard to say which way to go on this one. Like this right here, this picture, see like the daily, it's kind of in a strong trend. So this tells me it's support. Hey, you guys, hold on 1 second, okay? I'll be right back. You guys, sorry about that. Had to grab the door. That happens sometimes, even during live streams. Okay, where was I? We were talking about how our inversion or flip functionality allows you to make one picture and then instantly pivot. Okay, so remember here, we had the rebounds, and they look like this rebound. And here we have the pullback, and the pullback looks like this. I love demonstrating the power here. So Andrea, the reason you cannot see these windows is I just made them for this live stream. I like to give you guys something special. They're not windows that are available, but I will be giving links to all of these to all of you that you can import it into your own layouts any way you like. And also the live stream doc will be another link that I will post. So everything that I have here is yours. It's just that I'm really working on showcasing the power of trade ideas from the point of view of you doing it, not just getting stuff from us, but I want you to be able to paint pictures with your mind. This is what separates trade ideas from all other vendors. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to give you guys a cloud link of a multi-strategy window that I've shared before. But for those that don't have it, let me find my mouse here. Okay. Right click, save and share to cloud, share. Okay. So this is called TI Super System. Okay. I just put it in. Everybody should be able to copy this cloud link and go to their, let me show you how to, hold on a second, minimize this a little bit and bring the toolbar in here for everyone to see. So you can go to File, Load from Cloud, and put that link in that I gave you, and you will see a window called the Super System. And this window incorporates a lot of what I'm teaching in the class today already. And it's a very, very high powered window. But again, what I'm trying to do is show you the steps that you can take to do this on your own. Okay, let's jump right into the next one. This stuff is one of my, this next one is one of my favorites. Okay. So this is what I call filter power rebounds. So let's take a look at what we have and why I'm calling it that. Okay. So you can see on the daily, it's been going down. And then what do you see? The rebound. And the same thing kind of is happening today as well. These are very powerful moves, 4 times normal volume. Okay, let's look at another one. You see this trend, this downtrend, and then boom, the reversal. Boom. This is called a power rebound. ERO, gap higher again from 14, traded all the way down to 13 and is rebounding. Okay, and then this one was a 3, traded all the way down and is rebounding. Big volume right here, 15 times. Let's discuss how I did this. Okay. How did I make this rebound possible? And once again, it's the power of our filters, which is the focus of today's live stream. Right click and configure. And I'm going to jump right into the Windows specific filters. I'm going to hide unused and let's get after it. So notice all of these windows in terms of price, 2, 25, 300,000, and 2 times relative volume. I've kept that the same for every window, not just over here, but every single window. But I'm going to show you now some of the detailed power of the filters. So let's go back a month in trading. Okay, so I want a monthly trend. And in this particular case, I said the most that it's going to be is at its 55th percentile. Okay. So that means in the last 20 days where it's trading is it's at most at the just slightly above halfway. That's how I, in my mind, am picturing the rebound potential. So it's been much higher, but it could be in the middle of the rebound. And we can dial this in to change that. This is the 20-day position and range. So notice I can go show me stocks where the price is below the low of this range. That's 55. Show me stock with prices at the low of this range, and the price is no more than 55% above the low of this range. So I can see a histogram. I'm looking at 5,000 stocks. And just kind of like a visual example of what some of that could look like. There's so much power here. Okay. Tells you what happens if you flip it. So I'm going to close this. 55. But look at this one right here. Iris, I just did it so that you can find some of the more interesting, cheaper stocks because that's what most people do. But it's totally, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just a kind of a random number that I picked. It can be 55. And again, I'm just showing you all this is within your capability to change. Is the minimum and max price is a personal preference. You know, it's like the chart background color. Everyone has their own. But let's go back to, I put the minimum position in 20-day range, the 55 percentile. Remember, 0 is the low, 100 is the high. We're at most at 55. But then I went on the 5 days, okay? And I said, in the 5-day, I want it to be at the 70th percentile. And I can dial this up even more. It's called 80. And then I added even more, and I said, the position in 60-minute range over the last hour has to be like at the minimum 60th percentile. Let's put that to 80. Again, just to change it, but so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I've got a bunch of different alerts in here. Okay, and let's look at the alerts that I have set. And all of these things are things that you can do on your own. So I have 30-minute high. So I'm just looking like, hey, heads up. This thing is moving in the direction of the thing that I'm trying to spot, okay, the rebound. I'm looking for consolidations in that area where it's kind of like a mid-range of the consolidation. You know, this is a quality filter. And a lot of people should know that we have many quality filters. Sorry if you hear some barking, that's my dogs. I got two big dogs, they bark. And I could yell at them, but come on. Yeah, live stream. Okay. I've got 25% pullback from lows. Remember, I'm looking at the rebound, power rebound. Okay. So that's how I catch it. This is the alert. This is sort of what it would look like. 25% pullback from lows, 75% pullback from lows. So this one's from the open, but this one's from the close. And I see the size of the initial move. So I wanted to have moved at least 70 cents. I want to have moved at least 50 cents here. And 10,000 on the bid, maybe a buyer stepping in, and something that's moved up 25 cents. I want to see that too. So these are just all examples of, for every alert you can give even more specification and customization. So I'm going to hit OK. And here we go. So let's look at it. ERO, 30-minute high. You understand what it's doing and why we're calling it the rebound. Okay. Let's go look at, and remember, history and today. Let's move these up a little bit. So CLMT, we've already covered that. CXW. I mean, see, this kind of highlights to me the perfection of this methodology. I mean, look at the beauty. Should you, like, what I love is that, well, this thing is bent at 23. And if you look at our picture, let's say 1 year, okay, I mean, you start to see what's been going on. It's been to 11, ran to 23, pulled back, but there's still, a fairly strong uptrend. This was a great reversal on this day. Something big was going on. And the whole point is that we're just hunting it. Hunting it with being able to paint pictures of alerts and filters in our minds. So now I'm going to go to real time. And I'm doing the exact same thing that I did on all of these. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say duplicate here. Boom. And I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to configure. And everything that you're about to see me do, the computer automatically inverts. So if this is a pullback, we would call this filter powered declines. Just, I mean, you can call it anything, but the idea of what you're about to see. Okay, so let's see why we have this here. Okay, so by the way, this happened at 8:37 a.m. So this was a little while ago. This was right here. Okay, and it's rebounded since then. But notice what we have is we have a stock that's ran up and pulled back. Let's go to configure and let's look at our filters here and see what we got. So position at 20-day range, minimum is 45. And we're going to increase that. Position in 5-day range is 20. So that means it's like kind of like on 5-day lows. Low position for the day. We can raise this a little bit. This is a little too close to lows. Go ahead and say 40, because again, today is just 1 day. We're looking for the bigger picture. So let's make this, for example, 70. Okay, and let's see what happens. Notice stronger uptrend and then the decline. Once again, what I'm trying to do here is to show that the filters give immense power to the end user. And the only way to be able to do what I'm doing here is doing a little bit of experimentation. Okay. Nothing more. So and I'm going to do something else. I'm going to take this power declines where I change the filters. I'm going to duplicate it again. Oops, wrong place. Sorry. Duplicate here. Configure. And flip it one more time. See this? This is some of the best stuff that you can catch. Notice 38, huge pullback. And, this is where, for example, for me personally, okay, like how would I play this? I would look at this price, 23, 22, or like maybe just below 23. Right click, trade, buy 200 shares, and see how it automatically put my lows in there. And I'll show you why and how that happened. Notice here, I'm bringing in Brokerage Plus, okay? I have buy 5,000 at market, stop at low. You right click, edit trading strategy, okay? This is the account, entry time, order details, dollars, 5,000. I mean, you can get a little fancy here. Risk management, stop loss, formula, above, low. So again, this is something that I'm pretty sure is available to everyone. I mean, there's tons of formulas in there, but that's how I have it so that whenever I buy or sell something, it stops me out at the low. Okay, so this is what that looks like. Hold time is irrelevant here, but again, buy and short, all of this is where you do your automation. So like if you're dropping an automated strategy, you would right click and new trading strategy. And this is where you either import it from collaboration link, figure out what to do. And you can do full automation already in E-Trade, interactive brokerage, but we're taking it to another level with the money machine, as you guys have seen before. I just want to make sure you know where this is coming from. Okay. So remember, flipped power declines is kind of like upside reversals. That's what you're looking for. And once again, you can test everything. Lots of this one. Sometimes, again, when it's just one stock, FAZ. So FAZ is trying to do it. When it was over here, it was trying, but it had a huge pullback because the market was bearish, but it's kind of turned around. And when the market pulls up, the FAZ goes down. Just some high level stuff. So, Linda, it stops you out at the low. So let me give you an example. Okay. Let's say I think that FAZ, that the market's going to go bearish. I'm going to get lower today. I right click and I say, let me do this a little bit so you can all see it. Right click, trade FAZ, buy using 5,000 at market, stop at low. Boom. And remember, I did that because I have these two strategies in my strategies tab on Brokerage Plus, and again, if you want to know how these are done or if they're not there by default, Chris Barley can easily show you how to set these up. Very, very easy to do. But as I was showing you, edit trading strategy, if you do it a risk management, filter, stop loss, filter, formula, above, low. That's how that's done. So it stops you out below the low. And I'm going to make a couple more examples of this so everyone can see it. Okay. So here I'm in FAZ right here. And again, you can adjust these too. See? And here it says with my 930 shares, okay, I'm going to be down $41 if FAZ drops to right here, which is 533. It's pretty close. So I'm playing that very, very tight. $38 risk. See the beauty of, you see the risk numbers on the charts. Okay. Let's go to YOU. And this one, let me just minimize. Here, I've got the stop right here, and this risk level is $276. Okay. This is the turn. And the reason I'm giving it more room is because I really love, like, what if it goes to 38? I mean, it's possible. In fact, sometimes on these plays, it's like right where you stop out, where you think you're, like, this is where you're basically saying, hey, I want to be, I'm concerned, right? But sometimes it pulls back to here where you can basically double. So, and make your cost right around 23.5. And then it pivots. Still hold, you can always just adjust a little bit. 20 or 30 cents really does not equate in the scheme of going from 23 to 38, which is what we are trying to show you how to do. Okay. So let's go back to lift. So lift in this case, huge rebound. Let me tell you how I would play this, and nothing about fundamentals. I'm going to short this one right here. And notice, with the same strategy, closing order stop by 14.24. So it would risk $124 on my 360 shares, and it's 360 shares because I'm using $5,000 fixed amount. And what I'm showcasing here is, again, an exercise that I do daily, which is, if you want to know how Rory McIlroy or Bryson DeChambeau or Tiger Woods win golf tournaments, well, they work a lot on their game at the range. Simulated trading, and when I show you guys here how I deploy our tools and use risk matrices to gauge my feel. Like, stock trading is a feel game. It's not a pure number game. Everybody has their own feel, and the reason is your account is slightly different than mine. So you have to create a feel. Comfort is very important. You want to feel comfortable and confident in your risk management. Like when I see this trade right here, and I'm going to show it to you again here. I'm short right here, and I'm getting out right here. Why am I getting out? Well, I'm getting out because this thing's been to 18. It's pulled back, but I'm just playing this mean reversion part right here. And again, once you're in, you don't know what's going to happen, so you have to use risk control. And our visual risk controls are incredible. Okay, so let's go and do a couple more of these. This is a virtually exact similar case. I'm going to right click, trade, short sell right here, and boom. This is on autopilot. So here, 20 cents, 568 shares, earnings tomorrow. So it kind of tells you why there's a little bit of volatility going on here. And I'm short very close to the high, approximately 18 cents. So you can see what's going on and why I'm doing it. Sometimes, again, you can go long on this one just as much, the same thing, and just, hedge your bet in a different direction. So I'm not saying that I'm necessarily right about this. What I'm saying is this practice technique, being at the driving range via simulated executions, allows me to keep my feel and overall trading game much sharper than the average person, because I simply do what it takes to succeed, which is, as everyone should know here, is reps. Reps equals success. Simulated trading and how well you do is a huge, like, people play all these app games to keep their minds sharp. Hardly anyone realizes there's nothing that keeps your mind sharper than interacting with real-time market data and using your eyes to create a risk profile, just like I did with Redfin. Did I do it with Lyft? If not, let's take a look. Yeah, I did it with Lyft. Same thing. Let's look at this one. KDLY, kindly met it. It's probably a weed stock. What you guys don't know is your by far favorite fintech CEO was a 4-year running judge at the West Coast Cannabis Cup. Did I say too much? So this is a weed stock, Iris. You can go either short or sell. Short using sell. So if you don't have a position, you can't sell it. You would have to be short. So again, kindly, most likely a weed stock. And as I said before, your by far favorite fintech CEO was a judge at the West Coast Cannabis Cup for 4 years running. I like to do side things, benefit society and stuff like that. It's not just mathematics and AI and trading, all sorts of other stuff going on. So look at this one. Again, what's kind of interesting, they might legalize weed right as we're doing this live stream. How amazing would that be? And the reason I'm taking the short side here, you guys, is very simple. Look at this move from 130 to 234%, up $3. And it's not that it can't continue. It can. And in fact, these are some of the more dangerous ones to play. However, with $2.8 million in revenues and a market cap of 28 million, I'm just going to say, Trade Ideas does a lot better than 2.8 million in a year. We're private, but so I always think that there's some of this, like somebody got caught. This is something is off guard. Somebody got caught, short, but so it only says 4%. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Just for our example, what I'm saying is I practice doing both. Okay. I practice. So this one is a Tesla Bull 2X share. So this is bullish on Tesla. I like this one for a long, and I'll explain why. So I like this one for a long because I like everything that Elon's doing, and I know how the stock market is run by a bunch of criminals. You guys know I know this. So they've been beating the crap out of Tesla well, in this case, the stock, but the TSLL. It's like from here. Let's bring up Tesla so you can see what's going on. So they've beaten it from 480 to 319 because Elon's helping Trump. And, the government doesn't like that. So that's what they do. So I'm playing the bullish side of it, but with risk control. This is a volatility play. Risk $500 to maybe make, quite a bit more. If it rebounds some, let's look at the potential. See, like this. I missed this, and I'm trying to like, what if it goes to here? That's a big move. So, hey, Jim, love to hear that. Trade Ideas is a very cannabis-friendly management team, if you know what I mean. Big fans. But again, so the slightly comical story is when I was growing up in Houston, Texas, it turned out that my best friend from like elementary school ended up becoming the High Times cultivation editor, and was doing that for a very long time, for like a decade, before private equity came in and bought High Times magazine and messed it all up. But when he and I reconnected, he was like, "Want to judge the cup?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And that's how that happened. Okay, so back in business. What we do here, you guys, is we place bets and hone our risk constantly. It's a constant exercise of bet placing and risk honing. So this one, again, gold. Bear gold is very similar to a play that I'm in right now. You guys know that I'm in this. Okay, HYMC up 13%, making a little bit of a move here. And gold's in play because there's a lot of stuff out there in the ether about potentially going back to the gold standard. So if that happens, these things would rip. And this thing has been ripping. So I would right click. In this case, I'm going to play the long side of it and move this to about right here. And that's it. So 200, it's roughly around like $200 risk. The key here is repetition, repetition, repetition. If you are not repping, you don't really know what's going on. Okay, and let's just look at what we've done since we've been here. So this is the paper trading, VNet. That was a good one. FHTX. And some of these other ones. By the way, this is a Holly entry right here. Beautiful entry. And that's not how I'm not playing it, but I can see the. Wait, sorry. That is me. That's me going short. My bad. Okay. So also, just want to show you, once you're here in Brokerage Plus, okay, and you're watching your positions and you're looking at what you're doing, you've got to be able. Sorry. 1 second, you guys. You have to know that we've done a lot to with these buttons here. So if you don't like what you did, you can quickly flatten it. Or let me give you another example. So here, I'm short 300 shares, and it ran up from here to here. But one of my options is double. Oh, now I'm in 600. So I added to this position. And my stop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it pretty close right here. So you see that this is the technique that I deploy to continually get better and better utilizing our own filter-based technology. I draw pictures in my mind with filters. Let's go back to right here. Where is it when I see it over the last hour? Where is it in its last 5 days? But contrast that to its 20 days. Low on the 20, high on the 5. That's how you make the rebound. Low on the 20, whoops, high on the 5. Okay, so let's put these. I'm going to get, since we're almost at the end here, I'm going to right click, save and, dang it. Right click, save and share to the cloud. And I'm going to start dropping these in here for you guys. That's this one. Filter power decliners. So these are power reversals up. And again, you can change the names. The rebounds. You know you're going to love this one. Save and share to the cloud. Let me know if this one Hey Trader 77. So the Rumble play, let's pull up Rumble. So let me show you how I'm reading it. So remember we just showed you Tesla. Okay. Tesla ran up to 480 and they pulled it back because he's working with Trump. Rumble's doing the same exact thing. I mean, the chart is identical. Ran up to like 17 and they pulled it back here because they're pulling it back. But everything is on our side with this. So the second one doesn't load, huh? Let me see what I can do. You know what, guys? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You guys we all interact together. I'm going to create a clean version of this doc with the assistance of some of my buddies. It's just hard to do on the live stream sometimes. And what I'll do is I'll hand it to, okay, Bill, I'm glad you got both. I'll hand it to support so that they can have it. And anybody who just reaches out to our support, they will have this doc like, 10 minutes after this live stream's over. Okay. Okay, I'm glad they voted. I'm not, sometimes stuff happens, but and I'm not sure exactly why it does or doesn't. I'm going to do this one too. Let's try this. Okay. Andrea, yes, there is. I'm gonna so do me a favor. Shoot an email to our support and say, hey, I was on the live stream and I asked about trade wave signals for my symbol list. How would I do that? We're actually doing a big trade wave, make it easier to get it all available, but I'm going to show you kind of the hack version of how we would do that for you. Andrea, I think we should be able to get you dialed in with it. Okay. So once again, remember, paper trading, get in, practice, very important. It is a longevity and mental sharpness exercise. Anybody who does this daily is just going to be sharper than someone who does not. Okay. This isn't about playing a stupid Apple app game, that is just a game. You are interacting with real market data. I want to close out by just being able to comment on things like this, like being able to know and feel that this Tesla move and this rum move would be identical is, again, something that I'm aware of because I watch these things all the time. And I do exactly the thing that I am showcasing here on our live stream. This is my daily routine. It's just that some of the names are different. But I really wanted to show you today's summary is I wanted to show you the power of the filters, using filters from scratch and just creating visuals with them. It's really, really quite a thing. So, all right, you guys, this is the end of the live stream. I want to say I'm so pumped, 282 people watching, very excited. I'm grateful for everyone's participation in this. Everything that I'm doing here will be available in support. I'm gonna do a clean copy of this doc window and give my support people the cloud link. And Andrea, again, shoot us an email and we'll help you get the trade wave going in your layout. All right, you guys, Trade Ideas run by Patriots. Grateful for your support and your subscription. It means everything to us because we have never raised venture capital and we did it all ourselves through your help. You guys are the lifeblood of the company. Thank you for coming here and supporting us. And we continue to innovate. 22 years in, it never stops. Pepe, you could be right. This is only for Trade Ideas Pro, not the web. Pepe is very good at Trade Ideas, by the way. So just FYI. All right, I'm going to just hang this around a little bit. And what I'll do is, since everyone is still here, I'm going to do one more cool window from scratch. Okay. I'm going to close these up. Okay. Close this up. And instead of filter power rebounds, I'm going to show you how to do something kind of cool. And this is the last for it. Right click, configure. We're going to start from scratch. Sometimes, again, this is another good thing that you want to do. You want to start from scratch because there's nothing there. Okay. And when I start from scratch, I'm going to go to Windows specific filters. And once again, I'm going to say some basics. Has to be trading some volume. Volume today, at least 500,000. Okay. Minimum price of $5 and maximum price of $55. But I'm going to go to search and I'm going to type in position. Okay, and you can see all the ranges we have. And I'm going to say position and year range, add filter. Okay, and I'm going to say minimum of 75. That means it's kind of at the high of its yearly range, as you can probably imagine. Okay, but position in 20-day range, I'm going to say maximum of 30. You see what I'm doing, the painting that's happening here. Okay. So over the last 20 days, it's kind of on lows, but over the year, it's close to highs. Okay. And in terms of alerts, there's just so many different things that you can do. Let's go to search, alert, and I'm going to say new low. Because what I want to see is it's kind of like a turn. And I'm calling it high year. Oops. You guys getting overtime. High year, low month price. Okay. Boom, boom. Okay. And by the way, remember, I didn't say anything about today. I'm just saying the position in the monthly range. Let's see what we got. They should all look the same. High, pulled back. So this is, guys, how I create pictures in my mind, and you know, this is what I do. Paint with filters. It's a key component to your success. So I'm going to right click and save and share to cloud. Put this in here. Okay, you guys. So that's the overtime alert. And all of this will be available to everybody. Thank you once again, and have a great rest of your week. Take care.